My name's Colleen Huff, and thank you so much for allowing me to speak. I've been living in Independence for 14 years. I represent the people in Independence. Well, I came to speak on behalf of Ted's Trash Service because my whole neighborhood uses them, and we love them, and I felt what the city was proposing was very unfair to them as a private business and as a small business owner myself. In the hierarchy of a democracy, it is the people, its parents, its business owners, and the government is somewhere down here. And the government works for the people and not vice versa. I believe that every council member was elected to represent their residents that live in their area. And every district needs to be represented equally. The council works for the people, and the people need equal representation. I just can't even imagine how individuals would consider governing a city without asking for divine intervention. As a Christian, as a believer myself, I can't even imagine thinking that I, in my natural ability, could govern an entire city without asking for God's guidance and God's wisdom. I just ask you, because you will be held to a higher standard, to really strongly consider what the effect of removing prayer would have on our city. Because if there's anything our city needs, with the almost nightly murders, the crime rate, just everything else going on in our city, we need God's blessing on our city and in His guidance. So I think that any council member that brings an item to the agenda, I think it needs to be heard because they represent the residents. I feel like this resolution would silence opposing dissent, and I don't think it's fair to the elected council members or the residents that live within their district. And as a taxpayer, since the council works for the people, all the voices need to be heard. The first thing that I want to do is just assure all the residents, because we were promised that prayer would remain a part of the council meetings, but the document that was on the agenda just said a moment of silence. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me over this matter, so I just want the council to reassure us that that is a working document and that prayer is in fact going to remain a part of the council meetings. The other thing that was the same evening was discussed was prayer at the beginning of the council meetings, and that is definitely needed, especially in our city. My husband and I, like I said, we're both small business owners, and we feel that we should be the ones making the decisions for our businesses, just like every other business owner. What was touted on the ethics reform was term limits on council members and caps on donations, and just the council being able to serve the residents better. So I feel like this resolution actually is contrary to what was promised to the people. What it really boils down to is a matter of freedom versus government control. And in a democracy, people control their own decisions. And I represent the people in Independence who do not want the government enforcing mandates on their businesses or their families.